Plus, how early is too early to get your kids an iPad? Will it help or hurt them as they get older? We ask the experts to see what they think.
You're watching Fox 10 News with John Hook and Carrie Lake in HD.
iPads and tablets are becoming so mainstream that you can find them in many classrooms across the country.
But what about kids even younger, using iPads? What about kids who haven't even reached kindergarten yet? What about babies using iPads? It's all going on.
There's an ongoing debate right now over the effects of all of this technology. Is it really helping our kids or is it hurting them? Fox 10's Kelly Hessedall has the story.
There are temper tantrums over it.
All day, every day. He'll wake up, he has it. If I want him to go to sleep, he has to fall asleep with it.
Frustrated parents posting online about an addiction to it. One woman writes, "My son is not even 2 years old, and he's addicted to the iPad. What do I do?" But for this Valley couple, the iPad is a pretty handy learning tool, and their 4-month-old son, Alexander, loves it.
He started playing with my phone, actually. He was interested in our pictures that we would take of him at first, so he would always grab the phone to look.
So Mom Robin Samudio started downloading some of the apps for kids on her iPad. Dad Ray was amazed at how quickly his infant son caught on.
He gets really focused on it, and it's very hard to distract him with something else. And I didn't think he'd be entertained by it, because being so little. But, you know, he is. And that's what scares me a little bit. It worries me because I just, again, just because of his social, I want him to have good social skills out there, not just always be focused on an iPad or if somebody's trying to talk to him, I want him to look at them instead of just being, yeah, okay. And
those are legitimate concerns to start asking these questions. How is technology impacting our children?
Family counselor Cesar Gomez says the term digital natives is now being used for kids growing up using all this technology.
And one of the things that we're seeing is that these kids are growing up having very good tech skills, but are beginning to really struggle with face-to-face interaction. Suddenly, kids in daycare are having a hard time sharing, playing in teams. They demand a lot of attention.
Besides the social aspect, there are concerns about the impact of all the stimulation on a child's brain. But because a lot of this technology is so new, there's really not a lot of research on any long-term effects.
Dr. Dr Silverman has studied attention deficit disorders for more than 20 years. He says being too plugged in could result in overstimulation, the need to constantly be entertained. He calls it attention deficit trait.
Well, people are looking like they have ADD, short attention span, and impulsive and kind of hyper and easily agitated and shifting their attention constantly and losing information and getting irritable over it. So we have to be careful that we don't over-involve our kids with technology like this.
He uses this machine to train people's brains to focus. He hooks me up to it to demonstrate.
I'm going to put it right there.
First, he attaches 3 sensors to track my brain waves.
This is a theta wave.
The goal of this exercise, to move the boat in the middle.
I want you in your mind to tell yourself to make the middle one go ahead of the other ones.
The more focused I am, the farther ahead it moves. The more distracted I become, the farther it trails behind.
Do you see how this is coming up?
Yeah.
Because you were talking and not directly focusing on this. You see what happened?
I tried texting at the same time to see what that does.
Yeah, I'm losing. So you're telling me it's impossible to really focus on something?
Well, we can only focus on so much at one time.
So anybody that says that they're texting and listening to you really isn't listening to you?
Well, it's hard when you have divided attention.
He says it takes time to shift focus from one task to another. So if you are trying to talk, tweet, and text at the same time, it can put your brain on overdrive. Now imagine growing up in a world where talking, tweeting, and texting all at once is typical. The Samudios say the bottom line for parents is to put boundaries in place when it comes to technology.
I think it's a good tool for the kids to use, and I don't think that it's harmful. And I think just as a parent, you just have to regulate how much time your child spends rather than giving them as much time and using it as a babysitter.
Kelly Hessedall, Fox 10 News.
And if you want to limit your child's time on an iPad, well, there's an app for that. I'm not kidding. There's several, actually. Time Lock, Screen Time, and Computer Time let you control how much playtime they get on an iPad. I have to write that down. I'm going to set that up tonight. We have links on myfoxphoenix.com if you'd like them.
That's right. You get the app and no parents required.
I think I'm going to set that app up on my phone to limit my time.
There you go.